What's going on, guys? Politics Gaming here, and today I am doing the next episode of the People's Republic of Turkey. Today we are going to increase our sphere of influence, and we are going to begin developing, continuing to develop our nuclear program, and as well as developing our electrical program. So first off, electricity. We're going to go ahead and build another nuclear power plant. We have about 3 nuclear power plants. Nuclear power is now the number one energy source of the Turkish economy. So we are going to build another nuclear plant in order to continue to provide efficient electricity to the people of Turkey. So we're going to build it in the Black Sea region of the nation. Next, we are going to look at our army, and we are going to investigate and see how many nuclear missiles we have in preparation and ready to launch at a moment's notice. We have currently 18 with a goal of about 60 nuclear missiles. So, compared to the world, we are, let's look, that's security, nuclear warheads. We are now on the map for a good amount of nuclear weapons, compared to our counterparts such as Israel and India and Pakistan. We have about 18, while Argentina has 9, Bangladesh has 9, North Korea has 8, and oh my god, Armenia has nuclear weapons. Oh man, they must have seen that we actually had a nuclear program going on, so they invested in their own. That is actually grounds for an invasion, but they are in nuclear power, so we have no idea whether they would actually use nuclear weapons against us. That is actually a huge situation right there. We're gonna go ahead and launch investigations into them, and we are definitely gonna start investing into their political process. But at the same time, I'm gonna go ahead and look at this real quick. Government, see if we have any moles in. Well, we have a mole in Iran, yeah, I know. Let's go ahead and look right here. Let's go to Secret Service. Let's go to Consult Secret Files. Nuclear Weapons Tests Suspicions. So we already know that they're pretty on top of that. But we're going to go ahead and... We already have a mole in there, so we can actually switch and start approaching their political groups, and we're going to go ahead and approach a conservative, actually not a conservative rightist, but an actually religious authoritarian party that might be in the country, depending on their political system. So we're going to start intervening in their politics and stuff like that, and then in turn they would become more of a friendly nation toward us, especially if we are both on edge with each other and we're both nuclear armed. Then that will essentially really help both of us out. So who else do we need to get involved with? Saudi Arabia. They're a religious royalist monarchy. They don't really have political parties, so I have no idea how we would be able to get involved in our politics. So Saudi Arabia... see, we can't approach political groups because they don't have political groups to approach. So maybe we can approach their unions or associations, or we can start supporting terrorism in the region. I think we're going to go ahead and approach terrorists in the region. Thailand, we don't really need a lot of people in there. United Arab Emirates, we're going to go ahead and approach terrorist groups. We're going to definitely start being a big sponsor of terrorism in the region. Especially freedom fighters and more just supporting countries disorder whenever it is actually needed. So is there any other country around us that really needs disorder from us? Possibly Israel. We're gonna go ahead and put more spies in Israel, and I think we're gonna go ahead and approach one of their political parties. We're going to start funding one of their political parties, then we're going to send a mole in, and we're going to try to assassinate President Netanyahu, or President, who is this guy? President Senovich. Sounds more Russian. Maybe the Russians got involved, but his current popularity is 2%. He's a very corrupt character. Very low popularity. A lot of these presidents right now, they just do not have the popularity. Angela Merkel is still in. She has 58% popularity. I'm not familiar with him, but I guess he was just elected recently. Let's see if Theresa May is still in. No. Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage is the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. And then it's 2021. Hillary Clinton is still President of the United States. And last but not least, we're checking on Japan. Shinzo Abe is still Prime Minister. And Xi Jinping is President of China. And Sergei Remin is President of Russia. Financial aid to political parties. Manage networks, consult files. Alright, we don't really have a side that we seem to like in the Yemeni civil war, which is still raging after over 4 years. And the Syrian civil war is still raging after 4 years. Many casualties on both sides. 125,000 are dead on the Syrian government and on Free Syrian Army. Over 150,000. And Syrians still have 176,000 troops to spare, while the Free Syrian Army only has 11,000. Islamic State against the Free Syrian Army, they only have that many. But against the Syrian government, 41,000 exactly, while 126,000 Syrians are dead. So over like at least 500,000 in total are at least dead. France, let's see how many have died. Let's actually look into this. I want to see how many Americans have died. None. No Americans have died. Details. I'm surprised these guys even still have bodies to throw at them. No, not the PKK. Australia, Russia. Let's see how many Russians have died. No Russians. So all these major powers that are in this conflict, none of them have died. Let's see, Jordan. Even no Jordanians have died. Obviously no Turks have died, but Turkey has not been involved in this war as much. We're going to go ahead and increase our numbers to 610,000 active troops. Cabinet. Education, defense, 47%. It seems there's a protest going on. There's a lot of disorder going on. Actually, this one, you can't even see it. Oh, there it is. Huh. That's weird. That's the first time I've seen a protest outside of the capital of the country. Alright, that protest ended. Alright, looks like we are. Alright, let's go ahead and meet up with these terrorist groups. The Jihadist Caliphate. And
pacifist sympathizers are demonstrating as we speak. We are supervising the demonstration at a distance in order not to give the demands the slightest ammunition. Nevertheless, the atmosphere is, well, peaceful and should not give rise to any...
yeah, I mean, that is kind of funny how they're doing that right next to a war zone. Look at that. Aleppo is completely destroyed. But at the same time, I mean, what's Aleppo? Israel, the Citizens Republican Movement. We're going to support their political parties. I also really want to look into what he is. He's conservative rightist. I don't think they have any sort of religious party in there. Armenia, ultra-liberal democratic. So conservative rightist. They're going off conservative rightist, which is what our ideology is, but it's still giving way into what we want, into a pro-Turk democracy, or not democracy, into a pro-Turk movement in the country. Disturbing budget deficit? No, you're not. Oh, we have a deficit. We're running a deficit. It's the first time in a long time we ran a deficit, but I think I was really planning on running a deficit because we are doing a lot of spending and stuff like that. I think what we can do in response to that is we can go ahead and raise the VAT tax. So shouldn't be too hard. We'll go ahead and raise the VAT tax. That put us at about 0.1. Lose a little bit of popularity with that, but our GDP per capita is still going up because we aren't really messing with taxes, and even whenever we do, we're lowering them. So we're this is the United Arab Emirates. We're gonna go ahead and send them 2,000 assault rifles. We're gonna go ahead and send them some weapons. And what's our budget? We have $1.9 million that we can give these guys. So I think we're going to go ahead and give you 90,000.
One of my men succeeded in infiltrating Key Center.
Yeah, we're going to try to see if we can take him down.
Listening carefully. How much would this aid amount to? Thanks. Your donation will contribute to our struggle to overthrow the powers.
I'm gonna go ahead and meet with the businessman, try and see if he can give us more money because we are running out of a little bit of money. So we're going to go ahead and try to increase our bank account.
Yes.
So we got that. We got some more money coming in. Probably not a lot, you know, since elections aren't really coming around, because that's usually whenever you want to really ask for money. $756,000. So that's pretty good. So we have more money that we can go ahead and give to these terrorists. So we're gonna go ahead and give them more weapons, and we're gonna go ahead and give them financial aid. Let's give them another. Give them about 80,000.
Miserable amount, but it is the intention that counts.
Shut up.
Right.
They probably have a bigger budget than the ones in the UAE.
The investigation. I'm listening carefully. How much would this aid amount to? Thanks. Your donation.
Threatens the country with future attacks. And this is the gay rights group. This is literally the gay rights group. Because we just recently outlawed gay rights, and we actually got rid of the association, and they're just flipping their shit right now. So that's kind of funny. Let's go ahead and look at these organizations. Possibly we're getting ready to leave NATO. NATO is a strong alliance, but we are going to continue to try and influence our own. Common religion, none. Respect for human rights, none. And our political tendencies are right. Conservative right is an extreme right. So we're going to try to see if we can get anyone in the Middle East Defense Organization. If not, then that will be a failed attempt. But Inez is actually starting to take off. We have some members coming in. Qatar, and obviously Turkey is a part of that. I think maybe if we give more aid to other countries that we want to join, they will come in. I think we're going to cut off a little bit of aid to Iran because, I mean, they're a developed country. I mean, they don't exactly... Turkish reduction in economic aid to Iran. It would undoubtedly harm development of this country and the relations between the two countries, Mr. President. Whatever. So that is Parliament. Dissolve the Parliament. There's no reason to dissolve the Parliament. Oh, look at all these laws we passed. What else should we do? Here's work. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. What is our inflation looking like? We have 2.4% inflation. We can go ahead and reduce that to about 4.5%. That is about a healthy. Azerbaijan is now wanting to join Inez. We are going to accept them. Welcome to Inez, Azerbaijan. Let's go ahead and see. Because, I mean, I think, yeah, it takes a few days for that vote to come in. Because, I mean, like, the group members have to meet up. They have to vote on it. Stuff like that. So, it usually takes probably about a week. So, I'm waiting for that to come in to see if Qatar votes for them. Hopefully they do. If they don't, I'm going to be really pissed off. Because we got to grow this. A little bit of joy. We have enough bullying as it is. Oh, that's just the ministers bickering. I'm thinking about reforming the entire government. Just dissolving my entire cabinet. Just form a completely new government. I think I'm gonna do it next time. Yeah, because I mean there is a little bit of problems. There are a lot of ministers in here that are unpopular and stuff like that. So I think it would be better if I just formed a new government. We have a $3.7 billion cash surplus. We're gonna go ahead and instigate some more growth. We're gonna go ahead and ask for more infrastructure and get that done in about 7 months for $16 billion. Let's see if we have any more trains that we want to do. We already have one coming from Izmir. One already goes from Istanbul all the way to Ankara. And cancel. I don't think we can do any trains as of yet. I don't know if that would be a good investment. I think we're gonna go ahead and spend a little bit of money on maybe a communications base. Turkey. No. Demand a retreat of foreign troops. We're gonna go ahead and ask the United States to leave. No, let's keep them in there. Let's see what happens. Hiding place discovered. Stabilization expected over the year. Good, good, good. And stagnating over 4%. So our economy is actually very, very successful. So we are doing extremely well in relation to the economy. So we are actually handling this very, very well in a more of an Erdogan, Ozaglu sort of esque economic policy. Strong healthcare, strong infrastructure, strong economy. Damn, everyone barely has any rights, but I mean, like, we have a hell of a good country. National holiday, we're gonna go ahead and accept that. Did Azerbaijan ever join? No, they didn't. That's sad. So, what happens to... I can't see what equipment they have on my own thing. I was hoping Lebanon was going to join the security pact that I created. Diplomacy. Qatar, Azerbaijan, Poland. Do I have really strong relations with Poland? I do. Maybe as soon as I leave NATO, I can just make a separate alliance with them. Conflicts, I have a hostility with Russia and Armenia. I still have ongoing contracts with some parts of the world, including the United States, that ends in 2027. So we have a strong contract going with them. Possibly going to renew it in the next few years if I do continue this series for the next few years. Let's go ahead. End of the ultimatum.
The ultimatum has now expired, and the armed forces of this country haven't started to evacuate.
Huh. So, that is actually really weird. I don't know how to force a country to leave my territory. Unless, you know, I actually initiate a military strike against them, except that would thrust me into a war with Europe and obviously the United States. And it looks like the United States is getting their fair share of hurricanes. Ha ha ha, joke's on them. Very, very strong earthquake in New Guinea. There's a lot of hurricanes. Typhoon Dolly. And then let's go ahead and skip into November. It looks as if we are doing extremely well. This episode just kind of pertains to a lot of just kind of like political things. Next episode, we're going to go ahead and form a new government in order to ensure the prosperity of our democracy, quote unquote. And yeah, so next time we're going to have a lot of things to do. We have a lot of things to get through. And next time I'm also going to start forming or renewing some contracts, possibly with the United States. But the United States doesn't seem too happy with us. So we are going to possibly maybe go to Germany or even Japan or another ally that we can actually rely on other than the United States. Possibly, I think soon enough we might actually break ties with the United States. The United States is not supportive of us. During the tenure of President Donald Trump, they were pretty supportive of us. I mean, they were a green color. They supported us, and they were more lenient toward us. Now we're not really going to be able to get a good contract with them, and that's just the gist of it. And we're not in the country United States. We're not going to be able to get what we want from the United States, and if that's it, then I mean we can just go ahead and start a diplomatic crisis with the United States. So if that's what they choose, then maybe we can go ahead and close our embassies. We can break off agreements. We can go ahead and end the military alliance with the United States, and possibly even leave NATO and only form our own alliances with European and Middle Eastern powers. So that is the plan for this series in the coming episodes. And I will see you guys in the next episode of the People's Republic of Turkey. And I will see you guys there.